It is both fascinating and horrifying how a simple decision can upend a person's entire life. 21-year-old undergraduate student Kaylee Goncalves faced a similar tragedy. Kaylee is among the 4 students brutally murdered in their 3-student rental property on King Road, Moscow. Suspect Brian Koberger is facing a potential death penalty for the quadruple homicide and is awaiting trial at Latah County Jail after his bail was denied. The story of these killings began on the weekend of November 12, when Kaylee decided to go back to her college town to visit her best friend, Madison Mogan. Goncalves' parents told NBC Dateline how Kaylee and Mogan were best friends since 6th grade, like inseparable. Kaylee had recently left the student rental property on King Road ahead of her upcoming graduation that December and had moved to Austin, Texas for a new job at a tech firm. But she wanted to show Morgan her new Range Rover that she had saved up for and bought. The pair planned to go to a party together on the night of Saturday, November 12th, and this was the last time they were seen. Goncalves, Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin all were found stabbed to death in the early hours of November 13. Goncalves and Mogan were found in the same bed together in Mogan's room, with a knife sheath left behind by the killer next to their bodies. The parents and family members of the victims were distraught as the news reached them. Ms. Goncalves told Dateline that she tried to get in touch with both Goncalves and Mogan, but her efforts bore no fruit. The grieving mother revealed how till the last moment she clung to hope. "I said, everyone needs to relax because if something happened to Kaylee last night, Maddie would have called me," she said. However, a few hours later, her worst nightmare came true when officers arrived at the family's home and broke the horrifying news of Goncalves and Mogan's murders. Brian Koberger, a 28-year-old criminal justice PhD student, had been charged with all 4 murders. Mr. Koberger lived just 15 minutes from the victims over the Idaho-Washington border in Pullman. He had also studied criminology in his undergraduate studies till June 2022. Koberger's peer groups and interests indicate that he has always been interested in this field of study. At DeSales University, he studied under renowned forensic psychologist Catherine Romsland, who interviewed the BTK serial killer and co-wrote the book Confession of a Serial Killer: The Untold Story of Dennis Rader, the BTK Killer, with him. He also carried out a research project to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. While the motives of these killings remain unknown, evidence found on the scene and Koberger's past behaviors have left little space for him to prove innocent and walk free. Mr. Koberger was tracked down through cell phone data and his white Hyundai Elantra, which was found fleeing the scene. However, this evidence could easily be ruled out as circumstantial. Therefore, investigators working the case observed Mr. Koberger for several weeks before placing him under arrest. During the surveillance period, Mr. Koberger was found behaving suspiciously, including wearing surgical gloves, secretly dumping trash, and rigorously cleaning his car. The authorities arrested him at his family home in Pennsylvania on December 30th. After the arrest, a DNA sample was obtained, matching DNA found at the crime scene. What's even more chilling is the past actions of Mr. Koberger. Cell phone data suggests that Mr. Koberger stalked the student home several times in the run-up to the night of the murders. The exact date and time of these instances were not revealed in the affidavit, but the records show that his phone pinged in the area of the King Road home on at least 12 occasions between June 23rd and November 13, when the murders took place. Moreover, prior to her death, Goncalves believed that she had a stalker. She had told friends and family members about her concern. The details of the stalker remain unknown, and throughout the murder investigation, Moscow police have been unable to confirm or deny the claims. It has been proved that Mr. Koberger had stalked the student home, but there is no concrete evidence of Mr. Koberger being the stalker Kaylee was referring to. While the case awaits its next court hearing, social media users are digging up disturbing online comments, songs, and posts shared by Mr. Koberger. In one disturbing rap song which appears to have been shared by Mr. Koberger on SoundCloud, he referred to himself as a devil. The artist sings, "You are not my equal. You are evil, but I'm devil."
You are not my equal, you are evil, but I'm feeble, and now I'm going regal.
The track was uploaded under the username XR, which matches the email address linked to Mr. Koberger. Moreover, Brian Koberger allegedly denied the murders when questioned in a Pennsylvania prison. He was asked why he had gone to Idaho, to which he replied, "Because the shopping there is better." These comments have created an upsurge on the internet, leading people to change their perspectives of Kohberger and his personality. The case has gotten attention from the media from the beginning. Kohberger first appeared in a Latta County, Idaho courtroom on January 5th, where he waived his rights to a speedy trial. His attorney, Ann Taylor, told Magistrate Judge Megan Marshall he's willing to waive timeliness to allow us time to obtain discovery in the case and be prepared. The judge scheduled a preliminary hearing for June 26 at 9 a.m., expecting it to last 5 days. Until then, Kohberger will remain in custody. The families of all victims are not only waiting for the trial to begin, but are also determined to get 4 death penalties. Gonkalv's parents have already said that life imprisonment is not enough for his alleged crimes. Mr. Gonkalv said that justice for his daughter would mean the death penalty for the 28-year-old criminology PhD student, saying that he has to pay for what he allegedly did to Gonkalvs, Madison Mogen, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. He further said, "If you want to play God's role, you're gonna have to go answer to him." There are endless conspiracies surrounding the Idaho murders. People all over the internet are sharing their opinions, while the parents of the victims are keen on raising support for their children. The YouTube channel Chronicles of Olivia releases an interview with Gonkalv's family recorded 2 days before the arrests of Mr. Kohberger. The family grieved for the loss of a hardworking and kind-hearted soul who always supported her friends and family. The evidence disclosed by the authorities has suggested no connection between the victims and the accused killer. Mr. Kohberger was a criminal justice PhD student at Washington State University who lived 15 minutes away from the victims. Apart from the proximity, there has been no connection found. Hence, whether these killings were targeted or not has also been brought up in court. As days pass by, several questions from the Idaho murder case remain unanswered. Was there an intended target? Is Brian Kohberger a serial killer? And if so, are there other victims of his crimes? Mr. Kohberger is a criminology student. Is that just a coincidence? Do the acts of Mr. Kohberger, from his disturbing comments to stalker activities, follow a consistent pattern? Did Mr. Kohberger plan the murders? Or was it an act of passion? Is Brian Kohberger the stalker Kaylee Gonkalvs complained about? One could only hope to find the answers to these questions once the trial begins. The families of Kaylee Gonkalvs, Madison Mogen, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin will have to wait 6 more months to face their children's accused murderer in court. Brian Kohberger devoted his life to studying criminal behavior. The tables have turned. Now he is a suspected quadruple killer, and everyone has their eyes on him. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to get more updates about this case.